Morning, kind of, I don't know, a little up in the market, a little, we're still a little down in the crypto, but we had a great start to our week. So kind of expect a little bit of, maybe a little pullback here based on everything that's going on. We'll get into it. Okay. Just checking in on X, make sure everyone's seeing it over there. We will fire up our chat here as well. Okay, well, yeah, so you take a look here. Markets opened about 9 minutes ago. Futures a little late. I've got to head up to Salt Lake. I told you I'm working on got some legal counsel flying in today to meet with the founders of CoinZoom for working on the affiliate, trying to get a really robust affiliate program. Best we can do within the constraints of all the legalities here in the U.S., but love to make it where you can share your CoinZoom, how to earn with the debit card and everything with some family and friends. But yeah, the NASDAQ opened the futures, and where it opened looks pretty close. Right now we're sitting at 0.8 positive on the NASDAQ, the Dow up 0.15 or 0.14, and the S&P 0.48, which is almost exactly where the futures were pointing, to be honest with you. Check crypto here. I don't necessarily like how crypto bubbles has changed my thing, but yeah, on the day, Bitcoin now just a little bit below. We've been fighting back and forth trying to hold that 80,000. Of course, hitting almost Wednesday, hitting close to 83,000. Been pulling back a little with kind of the lack of clarity on what's going on in the Middle East. We'll talk about that, kind of break it down best we can. And keep in mind, Fridays can be lower volume anyway, and especially on the weekend. Sometimes you see some manipulation, but I wouldn't don't ever take anything too serious when the volume's low. You can't take it near as serious as on a big day. But we're down 1.1% for the day. Let's look at the hourly just for fun. Yeah, it looks like we kind of came up a little bit, and now we're kind of back down now, actually losing a little bit. Now sitting at, let's see, let it refresh, make sure we're looking at the proper stuff. Yes, we had a little bounce and then this run down in the last hour. We were at 80,000 an hour ago, kind of bled down, up a little, down a little. It's kind of what I expect. Like I say, just because there's not a whole bunch of clarity of what's going on here. So that's Bitcoin. Ethereum. Let's look at the daily. On the daily, yeah, we're sitting at 2271, down 1.8% on the day. Let's look at Bitcoin daily real quick. Make sure I didn't click on the 4 hour. Yeah, the daily, this is the daily. So I clicked on the 4 hour, or I don't know what I clicked on, but anyway, this is the daily on Bitcoin, down 1.2%. XRP, we're looking at $1.38.4, down 1.3% for the day. And Solana holding up a little bit better, but Solana at 88.09, down 0.9. So this is kind of what I said yesterday morning. I just have a vibe, the feeling that we're just going to kind of go sideways a little bit here. I don't see much. There is some good news. We'll talk about it. We just wrapped up Consensus. I didn't go to Consensus. It was in Miami. Looks like we had 20,000 people show up, which I would say is good. Kind of keeps us. We had Bitcoin. Now we had Consensus. A lot of big names showed up. CZ showed up. Sailor showed up. A lot of big names, over 500 speakers. Some of those really big names. I think that keeps us in the news, keeps the headlines coming, keeps things up a little bit, So these big conventions can be good. I think that's good. Like I say, saw some good headlines coming out of there. We'll talk about a few of them, but yeah, just talking. Says they talked a lot about real world asset tokenization, RWA, which we reported yesterday, over 30 billion. They're saying here 31 billion. Institutional adoption, stable coin regulation, all that stuff. So yeah, good conference. Another one in the books, another consensus in the books. And we're seeing a lot of good news, and this is a huge catalyst. Don't underestimate how big this is going to be. The Senate Banking Committee is set to notice a markup for the Clarity Act today, with a potential vote on Thursday. So basically, it's moving down. All the word on the street is that it's going to pass. Like I say, it has to. It's too important. Trump's going to move heaven and earth to make this pass, because right now, Tether's like the fourth or fifth, I think, buyer, maybe sixth, right in that range of Treasury bills. No one's really looking to buy Treasury bills right now, right? The dollar dominance is as a reserve currency has a lot of opposition right now. So I think that absolutely it's going to pass. So what are the catalysts we have? Of course, some clarity on this war. Get that behind us. This conflict in the Middle East, the Clarity Act, the new Fed chair, and then, upcoming elections. Hey, happy Friday, Scott, as you say over there in the Heine community. Thank Heine, it's Friday. And great space today, by the way. Scott over there on X and the Heine community have a 6:30 a.m. space. Short one with the Digi Joint community I saw today. Digi out at his son's got some award at school. So that's good stuff. You got to always put family first, we always say touch grass. There's actually a great little community called Touch Grass. Has a coin and NFTs and stuff like that. But it is important. Family's important. Nothing really compensates for no success really can make up for not having good family ties. You see people. I have friends that really put a lot of effort into their families, and it shows. And the kids and grandkids just seem so much better off. So love to see it, even though it's a short. Did you join space? Another community. Been I think today was number 1325, 7 days a week. So you can catch me on their spaces and stuff over the weekend. I do a news. I do kind of a crypto news update, a 10-minute update on TikTok Saturday and Sunday, but I don't do any other shows. This is just, we're here with the Opening Bell Crypto and the Bitcoin GM Bitcoin Morning Show, just Monday through Friday when the market's open. But anyway, the Clarity Act is coming, so have no fear. It's on its way here. Unemployment, we did have some data come out today. Unemployment 4.3, in line with market expectations. I don't think that did much either way, move the needle, but we have some others we'll talk about here in a minute as well. I think I have the non-farm payroll. But Adam Back, talk a lot about Adam Back. He spoke a couple of times at the Bitcoin conference. Not sure if he spoke at Consensus or not. I believe he did, to be honest with you, but I wasn't there, so I don't know exactly. But he said if the U.S. strategic Bitcoin reserve happens, prepare for 7-figure Bitcoin. Now, this is a gentleman who was mentioned in the Bitcoin white paper, had lots of early, I think he was the first one that Satoshi Nakamoto emailed, and Bitcoin is largely modeled after a earlier model that Adam had. So he knows the stuff, and he owns one of his company, I think it's called Block. Can't remember, but they're one of the, I think, top 4 largest, might even be like number 2 or 3 largest treasury companies. So he's doing a lot in the space. They had a booth at the space, and he's tapped in as much as anybody. Fear and greed, weird. We were at neutral yesterday, I think like 47, and bam, all the way down to fear. We're seeing huge swings. The other day we saw like a 20, 24 point swing, but Much better than we were when Bitcoin was down around low 60s, mid 60s. We were literally in the single digits and low teens for a while. We were literally locked in extreme fear for 3 months. So we're at the top end of fear. So, hey, it is what it is. I think, but it's not, I don't think we're going to get into real greed and stuff until there's some clarity on a few things. Now, Sailor's STRC stock is back above 100, and I'm not sure exactly, but I believe that there is some. I believe that there's some connections there. There's some kind of correlation that if it's not at a certain ratio or a certain price, they don't buy Bitcoin with the money. They said just set it aside for dividend or whatever it is they do. Of course, a lot of controversy when Sailor said someday they may sell some to pay the dividend. But I think that's bullish. When there's some big, for them they're paying that 11.5% dividend. I don't think it hurts when there's big spikes for them to take a little off just to pay the dividends. We know they're not going to sell when it goes low. They're going to be buying. So anyway, I think what this signals is we'll probably see buying because there's a lot of money flowing into the STRC, which is, of course, MicroStrategies, MSTR's preferred stock that they pay 11.5% fixed dividend monthly, and now trying to go every 2 weeks. So I think we'll see news. I think we'll probably even see a buy this week. If not, probably for sure next week. Coinbase, this was crazy because they were famous for this back in the day, but Coinbase was out for 7 hours. Now there was no late. Artie, man, better late than never. Yeah. Good buddy from X coming at me from YouTube, which is nice because I think that I need to boost that algorithm over there. Haven't done much, but I am reaching a few new people over there, so that's great. But yeah, a little late today, Artie. I had to. I don't know if you're referring to yourself or me, but yeah, a little later. I told you I've been working on this, putting a lot of time in the this affiliate program. We're trying to make a super affiliate program for CoinZoom, where you'll be able to share it with your family and friends and potentially get paid on some of what they do with their debit cards. So we're going to meet right after this. We're running to meet, so I had to take an early morning shower, ice dip, get ready so I can head right to Salt Lake for that meeting. We have some legal counsel flying in to meet with the founders. So yeah, it delayed me a little bit this morning, and but anyway. Yeah, I like to be here about 10 minutes before, at least when it starts, and I came in 8-9 minutes late, but maybe he's talking about himself, but always good to see you. I see Heine Coin Community come in, THIF, thank Heine, it's Friday. Already said that. I'm kind of catchy, to be honest with you. Heine Coin said, I'm moving all my assets on Coinbase to CoinZoom. Now, let me tell you, real talk, okay? I originally went to CoinZoom, found out about CoinZoom because of the debit card. I was using the crypto.com card. I haven't made any real dollars for, like 10 plus years. So I always had to have a way to spend my crypto. I was a big fan of crypto.com, which is like most, it's kind of has a spend wallet. It's kind of prepaid. You have to sell your assets, put it into a spend wallet. Whereas CoinZoom just does it for you on the fly. If you want to spend Bitcoin, of course, US dollars, ApeCoin, Pepe Coin, XRP, whatever, you just put it in there. So I'd long been using their debit card and was a huge fan. But then I did move a lot because I was still trading. I used to trade a fair amount. And I'll tell you, Coinbase was famous for going down when we had big, $1,000. Back then when Bitcoin was $10,000, $15,000, $20,000. If you had $1,000 up or down, it was significant. And literally they were always going down, and it would lock up every time you had a big up or down, and you were just stuck there. Now, luckily last night, there was nothing really going on, so I don't think anyone lost millions of dollars, but they were down for 7 hours. Not good. But yeah, I will say, knock on wood, but I've definitely, since I moved all my assets over to from a centralized exchange standpoint. Of course, I own a lot more on decentralized and self-custody stuff, but everything since I moved it onto CoinZoom have not had a problem, and it's way cheaper, like significantly cheaper. Anyway, yeah, try it out. I think you'll be happy, but yeah, Coinbase, man, they're always going down. It's like buy some more servers or something, blaming it on the heat wave in one of the areas. But I think isn't that where redundancy? Don't you have redundancy all around the world? I don't know what their problem is, but it always happens. But luckily, nothing was really going on. But yeah, of course, the owners of CoinZoom too, they ran an $80-90 billion a month forex exchange, so they know how to run an exchange as well. Potentially, I don't know, maybe better than Coinbase. But I'm biased. Obviously, I'm owning the company and I own a ton of the tokens, so I'm probably not like a uninterested voice. So do your own research. But New York State Retirement Fund just dropped another $41 million on Bitcoin exposure through MSTR. The biggest public pension fund in America is quietly stacking more Bitcoin. Man, if this doesn't get you bullish, then what does, right? These funds, and these funds literally globally account for trillions and trillions of dollars. So this is huge. Now, they're not going to right now just straight up buy Bitcoin, because typically in their charters, or they'll have like a compliance manager or whatever who oversees it. So that's why they're buying things like IBIT and MSTR. But yeah, great stuff. Kathy Woods, this was interesting. Kathy Woods said Binance did not cause the 1010 flash crash. We know there was a software glitch, but Binance did not trigger the October flash crash. I want to make sure everyone understands we know it was not Binance. So this is some interesting clarity, kind of out of left field a little bit, but certainly their pricing glitch, and a lot of people price against Binance. So I mean, they were certainly a factor, but I think she's saying maybe other market makers, and Bitcoin Binance did get blamed, and them and Wintermute, and maybe it was Jane Street and some other people. I don't know, but Kathy Woods coming out and saying it wasn't Binance. So interesting. We'll mark it up. Solana, they officially opened registration for Breakpoint 2026, which is their big, yearly convention. I usually go to it. They moved it from Abu Dhabi or Dubai or whatever with the conflict to London. I'm not excited about that. It's November 15th through 17th. I mean, I don't mind going to London. It's just not I don't look forward to it. I'd rather, even all things considered, I'd rather it was in Dubai or whatever. I don't know if I'll go or not, but anyway, it's always a good thing. Solana is my biggest investment right now, so I'll probably go, but it's in London. That just falls a little flat for me. Billionaire Arthur Hayes said Bitcoin is going to 3.4 million by 2028. He cites the money printing, all this stuff that's going to happen. He's kind of a macro guy from the TradFi world. Obviously had the biggest perps exchange for a while in MEXC, and I think he was kind of forced to divest from that because he's American. It's, wasn't legal, but had to pay a big fine. I think it paid like 40 million or something like that. But anyway, I do put a lot of stock in what he says. I like Arthur. So maybe let's cross our fingers. My target is 1 million by the end of 2030. Japan is moving government bonds on chain, 24/7 trading, stablecoin settlement coming as early as this year. So Asia making some right points. Hey, Coachmaster, GM, another long time buddy from X coming at me from YouTube. I love it. That's kind of why I want to get out of there too. I wanted to diversify and reach more people, but also have a little diversified platform, and haven't been real happy with X. So obviously I have way more followers on X, and I think I'm hoping that Elon gets it, but lately it's been really trash as far as engagement and things like that, with some of the ways they're de-incentivizing engagement, in my opinion. But anyway, good to see whether you're coming from X or YouTube as well. I think it probably helps me a little to have a few people coming on YouTube and making comments and stuff. So appreciate it. I'm hoping to soon start live streaming on TikTok. I'm about 50 followers away from, I think I'll do this same format. And, like David Goxstein tells me, he gets a ton of engagement And it's weird on TikTok. On TikTok that you can't watch it later. It's like you watch it then or not. And they even like drop you these little NFTs and stuff that I think they sell for you. So I don't know. I don't understand all that much how it works. But Marco Rubio, yesterday we did have a lot of back and forth. That's why it's kind of confusing. I think we are where we are. There was like bombs going back and forth. And he said yesterday what we saw was destroyers moving through international waters being fired upon by Iranians. We responded defensively to protect ourselves. That's separate and distinct from Operation Epic Fury. Just so you understand, they ran out of time without getting congressional approval. So now they're making it something different, and he's making that clear. But yeah, yesterday there was some stuff going back and forth, but obviously it didn't completely destroy the ceasefire. Probably good. I'd like to see something happen, but we'll see. Maybe we see more bombs fly. I think Trump's trying to avoid that, but don't rule it out. Last but not least, and I did not see this clip. He did say this, though. Patrick Witt, who took over for Bo Hines, who I think is working for Tether now as the White House crypto advisor, he did say the first day it wasn't well attended because they stupidly put it on a stage. Well, first off, they did it on a day before most of the people were there, and they put it on a stage that you had to pay more to be there. So it's kind of dumb, and then they tried to make it sound like no one wanted to show up for these guys. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. He did say that the strategic reserve was coming. And this says that he said it in Consensus Miami. I haven't seen the clip, but good. That's huge when that happens. We have not heard anything since the election about the strategic reserve. When that happens, I'm hoping they're stacking behind the scenes. But if and when that happens, it's massive. So we have catalysts. Let's take one more look over at Bitcoin, see where we are. You're welcome to join me over on the GM Bitcoin Morning Show as well. Have some more. We'll have Enzo and probably Paige, a few other speakers and co-hosts. But let's see. Let this refresh a little. We are seeing Ondo and a few other coins doing good. Tau. Ondo's a good RWA, a platform that I own. Buying more. So 79,620 down. For the day, down 1% flat. So nothing spectacular. I don't expect to see much. I expect to be flat through Sunday night, maybe Monday morning. But I may be wrong, and we could have some big news happen. But otherwise, everyone have a great weekend. Join me over there on the GM Bitcoin Morning Show if you want. Otherwise, I'll see everyone Monday. Have a great weekend, and